here. He's one of my favorite person. I've had these conversations with him in the past, and I already know you guys are gonna love this one. So before going too far into this, I'm gonna bring in my boy. This is BTC June, guys. If you are unfamiliar with him, I absolutely love this guy. He's got some of the most animated Bitcoin rant I've heard in a while. And not only that, but when I have these conversations with him, it really brings in the message of being a shining example of being a Bitcoiner. And I tell you guys consistently, whether it's on the show and the culture or on the Twitter spaces, that I think the most effective way to get people to become Bitcoiners is by just living a good life and getting your mind right, getting your body right. And my boy June is on that mission. So before too far, let me just introduce my boy June. This is BTC June. He is executive producer for Texas Slim Media. He also created I think it's one of the coolest side projects that I've seen around in Bitcoin, that Puro Signal. Just classic like hip hop mixtape with some soul funk twinged in it. And then he adds Bitcoin media on top of it. And this is where I first heard you, bro. So, say what's up to the people, and then we'll jump into this conversation, dude.
All right, what's going on? Thank you for having me, Opti. And thanks for all the kind words, man. Let's keep doing this thing.
Let's go, bro. All right, so we've had this conversation in the past, and again, I'm on this tip, and I know you are as well. Look, man, if we're really going to be ushering in these sats, and this is why I titled it in Ushering These Sats, if we really are here for the long run, if Bitcoin is really going to do what we know it's going to do, I think it's upon us as individuals to get our mind right, get our body right. And before you were executive producer at Texas Slim, you were talking about this, and now, Bitcoin's changed your life. So how about let's go back to a little bit of the beginning. Maybe tell the people, or tell me basically, because I need a rehash, but how far have you come in the Bitcoin space? How has Bitcoin changed your life? And then we'll go into more of the esoteric nutrition aspects of all this stuff.
All right, cool. Well, let's see. The first question was, I guess, how I came to this place right now in Bitcoin.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, it's both really roundabout and complicated, but at the same time, really direct. And I think the phrase "proof of work" really sums up how I got here. Not really worrying about too much of what people think about what I'm about to do in the space, or what I was doing in the space, and not worrying about too much about perfection and getting it just right on point every time, because it's just me out here, right? And this is a new world. This is a new adventure that we're all on. It's a completely new way of thinking about the world and moving through the world. Bitcoin allowed me to fall in love with work again, for real. I was too deep on the left, man. Too deep. I got too deep, bro.
Oh man, I love it. I love it.
And I mean, as you know, the left basically, what was the phrase that was really making waves when I was just leaving the left, or I caught wind of it? It was like fully automated luxury communism was the phrase that was going around, right? It sounds crazy. It sounds kind of cool.
I don't think I've heard that.
Until you realize that just means that, like, your body will deteriorate from lack of work, and your mind will deteriorate, and there's no investment, there's no wealth that's going to change your soul once you give up work. You know what I mean? And once you just say, oh, well, I deserve this because all of my people have suffered, or whatever the case is, I've suffered, and, I've lost all this. And, well, Bitcoin definitely changed all that, because I didn't realize it at the time, but I was stuck in a fiat trap, constantly chasing bills around, making it all, losing it all, and learning, like, why did I even make it to begin with? Why did I lose it to begin with? It's because I had no respect for my future, or because I didn't really see a way out of it. I was like, let's just live it up, baby. Let's go. You know?
Dude, man, I know we've had this conversation in the past, but I'm relating so much with everything you just said because this is my journey, and I think this is why we resonate so much. I said it in the past, jokingly, like I went full woke and then I woke up and I found Bitcoin. And like you said, man, I'm really big on this idea of the proof of work lifestyle. Like ever since I've heard about proof of work, it's not just about Bitcoin mining. Like I call it the proof of work lifestyle. It's like, are you putting in the work to get the results that you want out of life? And if you're not getting the results out of life, then that just means you're either not working smart enough or you're not working hard enough. And, we've heard the memes in the past of like, don't work harder, work smarter. But it's like what you said, man. It's really interesting that a lot of people, and I'm kind of I'm assuming that you're my age. I'm a millennial. I am pretty sure you're a millennial as well. And it's very interesting how people our age do have this sense of entitlement where like, they feel like they don't have to put in the work. All they have to do is like show up, based on things of the past. I deserve this, I deserve that. And I'm 100% with you on this lane of like, man, before Bitcoin, I didn't want to work at all. And there's something about Bitcoin that has made me want to work even harder because I understand the opportunity we have here. It's like, man, when Bitcoin does exactly what we know it to do, bro, like the work I put in today is going to be exponential into the future. And it just all boils back to this whole idea of proof of work. Is like, yo, are you putting in the work? Are you getting the results in real time? And the free market will tell you whether you're doing something dope in real time. And I'm getting reminded of that Puro Signal because like you did that, bro. And one thing I've learned throughout this whole process, it's like failing in public is one of the biggest things that you can do as a person. It's like, yo, do something you want to do, put it out there and see if people resonate with it. And if they don't, then, iterate, find something new. And in time, people will either mess with you or they won't. And it's like, yeah, proof of work is life. Like, this is all we're doing here. It is like, are you proving the work? Because if not, like, what are you doing? Because we really have a great opportunity here. And I know I'm ranting, but I think I have this view now where it's like, man, we have the greatest opportunity as a human right now. I don't think it's never been easier to dominate in life and be a better person. And so, I think I lost June. Lost him live. Let's go. Man, okay, I lost him. He was coming back in. Here he is.
Mhm.
What's up,
Hey.
bro? Where did I lose you?
Right at the tail end, man. Right at the tail
I
end. So you were
bet.
talking about proof of work, and what I was gonna say is, like what is proof of work mining doing, right? Like it's capturing energy and it's storing it forever, is what it's doing. And you see I got my S9 up here, right? My Bitmain. What the fuck?
I got you. I got you, bro. I got you. I got you. I'm just showing them. I'm showing them the whole background.
I thought I'm so used to this thing getting cut off. I'm like, so yeah, yeah. So but with proof of work, right? It's like that's storing energy. When I work for Bitcoin, because I have a little part-time job, a little part-time fiat job too, making just a little bit, just enough to stack all the sats with. And I have it going through. It's a paycheck, so it goes through Cash App, gets converted right to Bitcoin. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, all these people I work with, these guys aren't making nothing, man. And I'm not making nothing either. But I've been stacking sats this whole time. And you know what? Like, even though I make nothing over there, I am like the star employee, bro. I am just like, woo. So I give tours over at an art museum. So I'm giving like the nastiest tours because you know what it is? Here's what it is. I also have this idea about sats as being coming from a quality, like I have high quality sats. I know all sats are the same, but I've got high quality sats, bro, that like like that Puro Signal stuff I make from Bitcoin and the Sovereign Rancher, that stuff that means everything to me, and that changes the perception of money too, because you know what, I'm not gonna spend that on something that doesn't mean the absolute world to me.
Bro, I love it. Yeah. Well, one thing before I go into what you were talking about, I really like what Be Aware said right here in the chat. And he says, AKA bring value to others and thus yourself. And this is something that I've been on all the time. It's like, man, provide value to your fellow man. You know, look at the problems that other people have and then try to solve them, and you will get the sats. I say it all the time, you know, like solve problems for people and the sea of sats will open up around you. And then you touched on this other topic. We have a few writers for us at Simply Bitcoin, and they dropped this article called Bitcoiners on Strike. And also Svetsky's articles about the remnant on Bitcoin Magazine. It's all coming back to the same idea of what you said. Not only valuing the work you put in, but valuing yourself. And like I like how you said, I have these high quality sats, and it's very interesting because I also take the idea from The Richest Man in Babylon, like pay yourself first. And I think as someone that is a Bitcoiner, what you're really doing is like you're valuing yourself so much that when you save in Bitcoin, you're paying your future self off, like in the best way possible. It's like, look, I value myself, I value the work that I put in, and I'm saving some of that for my future. And you put that aside and you don't touch that. And as you're able to build that nest egg, you're able to put your money where your mouth is. You're able to do the things you wanted to do, live the life that you want to live. And it really comes from that discipline of hard work, proof of work. Are you proving that work? Are you becoming that person that you say you are by putting in the work? Or else, like, are you LARPing out here something that you're not? And it's like, man, I really do believe that we have the best opportunity here and we have the best money. So you should treat yourself the best. And this leads into my next point, bro. You work for Beef Initiative. And before we go into the, you know, what you do at the Beef Initiative, can you give me that Texas Slim Beef Initiative rip? Why should the people be eating healthy out here?
Well, I mean, geez, I mean, isn't it obvious why, bro? Because I mean, if we're Bitcoiners, then what are we fighting against? We're fighting against a debased material, that material being money. Well, our food is also debased. Every single time you hear that word quantitative easing, they have their finger on the fiat button, the money printer button, and the smash the seed oil button. So every time that round of money comes out, you see how much more seed oils get pumped into the entire food supply. I mean, seed oils, that whole thing, mostly I don't like to talk about it because I feel like it's all noise. It's like Bitcoiners, you know, like I feel like when we obsess over the horrors in the fiat world, then we don't really, it's hard to make progress in the Bitcoin world. So, you know, I focus on beef. I got there because of food intelligence and because of, you know, the work that Texas Slim is doing, and the simplicity of his message, the real bare bones simplicity, the source of the seed. Try to co-opt that. Try to co-opt that, corporate America. You definitely can't, because when you say things like the source of the seed, it makes you create a thread in your mind going from your mouth to where that food came from, back to hopefully the soil, but a lot of times not.
Let's go. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last time we're talking about, and again, my memory's the worst, so I could be mistaking you, but did you say in the beginning a couple times when we talked about that you came from like a vegan background, or have you always been pure beef? Maybe I'm
No,
mixing
no,
you up with
no,
someone.
no. Well, I mean, I really didn't gain a kind of like food consciousness, a health consciousness, like a body consciousness until I really started working with Slim. And I'm the type of person who, you know, puts my money where my mouth is, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. And if I'm working with the Beef Initiative, bro, what am I gonna do? Eat eggs? Like, nah, bro, I'm eating beef. Like, so, but it changed everything. everything. Like I thought I was fly before Beef Initiative. I thought I was fly as a regular old Bitcoiner, bro. Like unstoppable, unstoppable.
Let's go. I love it. I love it. So let's kind of let's before I go in a little more on the Beef Initiative, because you kind of just touched on it. What do you think is like one of the biggest reasons besides just putting this fire under your ass? Like how has Bitcoin fundamentally changed your life?
Well, it allowed me to start looking at things in terms of, I mean, Bitcoin is energy, right? Like it's just something I can't knock that fact about this base layer of my life now out of any other part of my life. Um it's energy. And so I'm shooting for the highest quality energy that I can verify is there and that I can verify is real. And so when I shake a rancher's hand, when I shake Cole Bolton's hand, when I shake, my guy, I'm not gonna dox myself, but I got ranchers, bro. How many ranchers you got in your freezer? I got like 4. Um, but when I shake those hands of those people, that's me verifying that food is real. So across the board, I'm gonna go right to the source. You know what I mean?
Let's go. Let's go. And this is off the cuff, but I think we've all been seeing, at least on Twitter, the last couple of weeks, all this crazy talk about eggs and the egg price and all this. And it's really been making me think. And I know I've been telling you for a while now that I need to get myself some Beef Initiative boxes, some beef boxes going. And I've been meaning to do this the last week. I'm just so swamped over here that I'm going to do this after today's show, just because I said it now. But it's really been making me think about the nature of our food supplies. And I know you and Texas Slim talk about this all the time. And as someone that was, I'd consider myself kind of awake during the last 2 years and seeing the crazy stuff that we've seen in our world. Um, and then this last week or two of this egg price, I forget what it is, the supply chain around the eggs and all this stuff. It's like, what is going on here? But it really made me think of like, man, I really have to supply my food source because it's becoming very clear. Like I say it all the time, fit mind, fit body, like fit soul. We are in a monetary revolution. And if we are ushering in these sats for the long term, then it's upon me to be as healthy as I can be, as fit as I can be, so that I can, see these sats to the promised land. And this last week or two has really like opened my eye, like, oh man, like my food source is so fragile. And right now it's a winter storm or outside here. And I can't even go to the grocery store. And I'm like, holy sheesh. Like, wait, like I did not prepare for this. And I thought I was prepared. And like, it really just shows how fragile our modern world is when certain things just get knocked off the status quo. And this is why I wanted to bring you on. Cause I've been telling everyone this for a while. It's like, man, get your food, get your nutrition in right, so that you can think correctly, because the powers that be want you to own nothing and be happy. And what's that mean? Being weak physically and mentally so that you can't fight back. So I've been like really going hard on this idea of like going to the gym, eating well, making sure that I'm like, a Spartan warrior over here, eating good, feeling good, because I really do believe we're in a monetary revolution. And the stronger I can be physically, the stronger I can be mentally. And this has all been sparked since the last time we've been talking about it. So,
Oh, that's
thank you,
awesome.
bro.
Yo, absolutely. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I mean, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But sometimes the horse is smart enough to take a sip. So that's good that you took a little sip, bro.
Let's go.
I'm trying to find my cowboy words and phrases. That's about as far as I get so far. You can lead a horse to water. But
Hey, that's good enough. That's good enough.
I talk Texas Slim. That's about it. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's really beautiful. I mean, yeah, they're trying to get to you any way that they can. I mean, if you ask me, I think it goes, the reason for all this debasement, I'm Muslim, so the original debased thing was the shaitan, the devil, right? So just follow that line of debasement. Just keep following that line of debasement. And if we're gonna be out here, and I'm sorry, but if you don't think you're gonna have to fight for those words in your head, bro, you're crazy. You're crazy. You think this world is not about to go a lot darker? You're nuts. You're crazy. So I mean, why wait for geopolitics to get in the way of your eggs? You know what I'm saying? Like, as I joke with Slim about that, I'm like, yeah, I don't eat eggs because of geopolitical reasons. You know, but I'm walking in the grocery store to get some butter or whatever, and I see the eggs, they're like $9. I'm like, wow, I get my beef cheaper than that, bro. So I'm not worried about it. And I was actually talking to a guy who's gonna be starting another beef initiative, one of the states out here. More on that, at another time when it happens. But and I was talking to him, and I'm walking through the grocery store, and I'm just like, man, it's just like I am so separated from any geopolitical concerns. That word is so funny to me, bro. Geopolitics. Yo, bro, you want to know how to eliminate geopolitics? Shake your rancher's hand. You want to turn off the TV. Like, stack sats. Don't use fiat. It's polluting your soul. You know what I mean? It's telling you to take a bite of that chicken tendy. It's telling you it's cool every once in a while. Well, it's not cool ever. It's never cool. Like, you look like an idiot. You look lame. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the eggs.
I love it. I love it, bro. And you sparked a few ideas. And first you said something about like fighting for the ideas in your mind. And I think this is like a very, very big real thing to me. Like I've fought so hard to mentally get myself to this point, and I jokingly tell like my friends and everyone, like, the only reason I'm in this position is because I got my mind right. And I take it from Parliament Funk, get your mind right and your ass will follow. And I like, this is why I'm trying to do these out here, because I understand that, we kind of started this conversation by saying that, we went full woke and then we woke up. And in my opinion, that's just another way of saying, like, our mind was broken. We didn't have the correct thinking of the nature of reality. And once you can fix your mind on the true nature of reality, the true nature of nutrition, the true nature of what's actually going on in the world, then you can actually start to succeed and go forward. But you sparked this idea, and I've said it so many times, I think on this show and in spaces, and it might seem a little hyperbolic, but I truly believe this. Like, the only ideas that matter are the ones that you're willing to die for and fight for. And I think ensuring that our food source comes correct is one of those things that it's like, yo, it may seem simple, it may seem like it's not your fight. But man, if our food source gets completely co-opted, they want you to eat the bugs, guys. Like, what's that going to do to every other aspect of your life? If you're not physically fit, then you're not going to be able to stand up for the ideas that you believe in. And so this is kind of why I'm leaning into this whole idea of like, all right, man, I need to eat better. I need to tell people to eat better, but I also can't be a hypocrite about it. Like, I need to fundamentally secure my own food source and become a better version of myself. And here we go. This is why we're here. This is why June came in. He's I thought he had his internet hooked up, but he's messing up right now. So let me see if I can get him back in. But guys, I think this is a good moment to jump in and just go in and do a little PSA that, like, guys, it's fundamentally some of the most important aspect of our lives that we eat correctly. And if we're not eating correctly, what we're doing, I think, is only half of the equation. As I started this conversation and as I told June in the back end, I think the best way to orange pill people is by being a shining example of being a good human. And what does that mean? It means being physically fit. It means being mentally fit. It means having good relationships with not only your farmers, but your friends and your family, and having that, as I say, like, beacon of light around the people, that you interact with on a daily level. And June said something that really, really kind of inspired me, and I think I've subconsciously thought of this, but like the foods we are eating and the behaviors we are interacting with are polluting our soul. It's like, dang, that hit me hard, bro. Like that's an interesting topic. Like we dropped this article this morning and it said something the same way. Like fiat has polluted our soul. And I like how you say, it's debased every aspect of our society. Therefore, it in turn has come inwardly. And this is why the world is so superficial. It's just I'm blowing my own mind, bro. We're blowing our own minds right now. Absolutely
Absolutely.
epic.
Absolutely. You hear me? Am I coming in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm frozen up here in the other corner, but yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it's really tragic and really sad and really dark, and also not my problem anymore, which is beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. And I don't try to convince anybody anymore to, sometimes I get into, with people, but it's never a good feeling when I do. I always feel like I'm not demonstrating I'm not demonstrating the level of confidence that I should be carrying when I try to convince somebody of something that I know is so obviously clear, you know. Um, but that's why you kind of get a little scripted, you kind of have just like you got your rules about what you say and you got your rules about how you say it. And you try to walk away with some grace and approach a teaching moment, whether it's about Bitcoin or about beef or food or whatever, like with grace and humbleness. And a lot of times people just aren't even really trying to hear it, like the truth. They're not trying to hear the truth. It hurts. I mean, truth is hard to hear.
Yeah, man, 100%. And I'm glad you brought this the idea of truth, because I kind of want to bring it back to the beginning of this conversation, and something me and Nico say all the time is like Bitcoin is that pillar of truth that you can always come back to and lean on. And as a Bitcoiner, the only reason I feel like I am here today is because I wanted to know the truth. I consider myself a truth seeker. And I know that you're the same way. And I know a lot of other Bitcoiners or other friends are this same way, where it's like, we just want to know the truth of the situation. Like, give it to me raw. It might be ugly. I might not agree with it. I might snicker and bitch about it for a little bit, but I'd much rather have the truth on, like, not only on my side, but in my mind and in my life. And do you view Bitcoin at the same way, like a pillar of truth? Because it seems like we have built our whole lives around this, what we consider this pillar of truth of Bitcoin, and everything else kind of emanates from that fundamental basic idea.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I'm kind of it's easy to model your life off of such sound principles. It's easy to model your life and find metaphors in it to use in other parts of your life. You know what I mean? Like I was talking about the energy before. That's carried over into every single part of my life. Debasement. That's carried that understanding of money and my ability to just be able to sit back and lean on Bitcoin. Like, look, you can't debase it. You can't print it. You can't like the fiat value means zero. It means nothing at all. And when you start to pull those principles out of Bitcoin, you start to look for those same rules in other parts of life and you don't find them, that's when that's when you're like, this doesn't feel like Bitcoin. All the shit coins, they don't feel like Bitcoin. It never felt like, never, ever. That's why when Bitcoin hit me, I felt it. I was like, oh, this is the truth. This feels like the way God felt when I was taken to Islam. Like, this feels the same way. The beef and food intelligence and beef intelligence, which is the next stage. Food intelligence is first, beef intelligence is second. And I'm being brought into that game with Slim and all the ranchers that I'm working with. I talked to about five ranchers over the past 3 days. You know what I mean? So like it's the principles of Bitcoin have guided me into the arms of these people, and you know what I mean, and into their labor, into understanding what goes into the food, that creates the energy in my body that's building me up. What goes into that? What kind of labor? What type of person? What kind of money are they backing it by? What kind of money is making it happen? I'm buying all my beef in Bitcoin, bro. My beef is so cheap. Bitcoin's up 40%. My beef is cut in half. So y'all are paying $9 for eggs. I'm paying about $3 for a pound of beef, bro. You go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing. But I know that in order to get there, I had to first spend that 250 on the beef. I had to first keep stacking sats. I had to invest that first 250. I had to believe that Slim was right about all this beef. And I was like, all right. I usually don't spend 250 at once on one item. You know what I mean? Especially food items. So, but yeah, it was a turning point. It was a leap of faith. And, I just trust that feeling. I just look for that feeling that Allah gives me, and that feeling that Bitcoin gives me, and that feeling that beef gives me. And that feeling is truth. So,
Dude, I love it. This is why I wanted to bring you on, because I haven't been able to put it in the same phrasing, but like I've been living this same way in my life, where it's like the principles of Bitcoin have guided me to this point, and it's based on that fundamental basic understanding of how reality works. And there is a certain leap of faith that you have to do. And you reminded me of a meme that me and my buddy Weinicus always talk about, and you know Wine, and it's the idea of Bitcoin Zen. And
yeah.
like you said, basically the same thing, where it's like, I don't know what it is, man. This is why I get so excited about Bitcoin, is because I keep continuously seeing this phenomenon happen on a bunch of my friends, where it's like you become a Bitcoiner, your life is chaotic. Then you understand Bitcoin, you start saving a little bit, number goes up, and you just have this whole new realization where you could sit back, audit your life, and then move towards the life that you want to live. And I call it Bitcoin Zen, because like, yeah, there's just a certain calmness that comes over you when you understand that your money isn't getting stolen from you. You're no longer in the rat race. You can buy the food you need. Like you're for lack of better terms, and to get a little intellectual, it's like you're moving up the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like once you save in Bitcoin, once you're eating good, everything else just becomes a lot easier. You just have like the
Yep.
basics of the building blocks of the world, and you're like, yeah, man, like life's good. I can eat good. I can interact with good people. And this is all happening now because of this little understanding that we have, which is Bitcoin. It blows my mind. Like me and you, we would have never met if it wasn't for Bitcoin. And this is just continuously showing up in every aspect of my life, where it's like I'm just following the principles of Bitcoin. And back to what we said, the pillars of truth, like going back to the source. And that's why I really like the Texas Slim memes. The seed of the source. I don't think
Source of
this
seed.
source of the seed. Yeah, sorry, bro. There's another meme, and I'm gonna.
Harvest of Deception
Yeah, there you
is
go.
another one. Shake your rancher's hand, of course. Yeah, there's a couple. Don't validate the don't validate the deceptions.
Ooh, can we touch on that one? Cause like not necessarily you can hit me with the Texas Slim version of the nutrition aspect, but I really like that. Don't validate the deception. And I think this is what we're doing when we use fiat. It's like, are you really
Yep.
against the what you say you are? If you are, if you don't like what you're seeing in the world, then quit validating the deception and opt out of it, go into Bitcoin and live a better life.
And that's like an action that you take. Well, okay, so first don't validate the deceptions. For me, that's like all this obsession over seed oils and stuff. Like, bro, and Bill Gates, like Okay, China owning land in America. Ugh, eye roll, bro. Like, we know, bro. We know processed food sucks. All right. And that's so my thing is that pisses me off, not just because I mean it's being beaten like a dead horse or whatever. But because it's what it does is it shines a light on all that. It shines a light on it. And then everybody's eyes over here in the dark is the seed growing in the soil in the shade and dark underneath the ground. And then shining a light over here is all the bad stuff in the world. Oh my God, all the seed oils. Ah, bro, we know the grocery store is not good, but it also doesn't feel good to talk about that stuff. And that goes back to that feeling. Bitcoin doesn't feel like that to talk about. It doesn't. And you know what? We don't talk about shit coins. So why are we talking about seed oils? What's going on? What? So that's what I mean by don't quit validating. That's what Slim. That's what I take Slim to mean. I'm sure he would agree with me, but that's what I think it means. Is don't give any attention to that nonsense. So instead of telling people about the ranch or telling people how to get to their local ranch, because it's always different everywhere you go. I mean, ranchers are hard to find, they're hard to get to. And I had to go to 3 different farmers markets to find a single rancher. I found I found a guy with the shades on selling the phony ass grass fed, grass finished beef that I take home, and it's I forgot to look at the back of it, but it's just soy, processed soy. I'm like, bro, where'd you get it from? Where's the ranch? He's like, it's out there in Nebraska. I'm like, oh, okay, like which ranch though? And he's like, I can't tell you that. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, what? So that's that type of but getting to the point where you get to look at a man in his eyes and say, bro, what? You can't do that by paying attention to all the seed oils on the shelves, bro. Okay? Just stop turning the stuff around. Just don't eat it. Go shake a hand and eat that food that from the hand that you shook.
I love it, bro. And this is you reminded me of like I said it earlier. It's like the only reason I feel like I'm in this point right now is because I fixed my mind first and foremost. And one of the things that I legitimately did for a long time, it was like I sigh out myself. Is like I would never think about negative, like negativity to me like didn't exist. And if a negative thought came, you instantly change it into something positive, because even if you are shining light on the negativity, it's like you said, you're still festering in that negativity, and you can't help but be negative in that direction. And then like it's optimist fields for a reason. It's like stay positive in the face of all this stuff. And this is how you change the world. It reminds me of Buckminster Fuller quote, like the way you change the world is not focusing on the negativity. It's by building a better world, like building the things you want to see, and just like continuously build the stuff you want to see versus focusing on the negatives of life. It's like, yeah, I really like this of like, dude, who cares about seed oils? Just eat good beef and continue to
Yeah.
push good beef. Like push the positive message, continuously push the positive message. Cause like
Yeah.
talking about the negative stuff, it's like Barbara Streisanding it. Like you're still communicating that message.
All it does is make you obsess over why all that's happening. I mean, which is it's good to understand why all that's happening. It's happening because of debased currencies. That's why. I mean, but it's a step in their direction. The devil works in distractions. He works in distractions and whispers. He can't ever shake your hand. He can't touch you. He can't push you. He could just whisper in your ear and tell you to do this and that. Pay attention to this and that. Obsess over this and that. Don't worry about the rancher and the soil. Obsess over the seed oils. Yeah, keeps obsessing over the seed oils. Go deeper. Find out what all the seed oils are made of. It's an endless list of chemicals and chemicals. It's an endless research project, bro. Or you could just ignore it all and focus on stacking fats and stacking sats and maybe you'll find true love. I don't know. Who knows?
Let's go. Yo, I love this because it like I've known this forever, but it's sometimes about like having these conversations with your friends and other Bitcoiners, it's like this is what it's all about. Like take action versus bringing. I don't know if you remember all the social causes, not in the last 2 years, but I don't know, maybe like the last decade, where it's like we're bringing awareness to the problem. And it's like, yeah, well, where's the solution to these problems? And I feel like this is a lot of the main problem going on in the legacy media, corporate media at large, where it's like, okay, you're bringing awareness to this and that, but like, where's the solutions to this? And this is why we continuously tell people, like, look, we know the problems, man. The problems are clear as day. But if people aren't pushing the solutions, then they are a part of the problem. And the solution is taking Bitcoin into self-custody, eating good nutrition, and then building not only the life, but the businesses and the relationships that we want. And just like, not sticking our head in the sand like an ostrich, but just ignoring that negative aspect of life and building something that you want to see. And man, just take action. Like faster,
Yeah.
faster, faster.
Proof
Quit
of
thinking.
work. Proof of work. We're just 1 foot at a time. Like it's just 1 block at a time. It's just that's it. Like it's so beautiful how simple it is. Like it's just 1 handshake at a time. It's just 1 farmer's market at a time until you find that man, and then another handshake. You know what I mean? It's all of these things, all of these. It's like this mechanism of life. It's this engine that just as long as you just keep boop, 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 the piston's firing. Like you don't have to go fast. You don't have to go slow. You could just make sure you keep going. And Beef and Bitcoin will ensure that you are going to keep going. That's basically it, right? I mean, Bitcoin, we're going to go forever, baby. Going up forever. Hey, click on my link. Going up forever, right?
Let's go, dude. I love it. I see. This is why I really love having these a little more esoteric Bitcoin conversations, because like there's something about the Bitcoin message, the Bitcoin lifestyle, that it instills like a winner's mentality in every action that you do. And there's something like you said, it's just one, it's just the next block, the next handshake. It's just 1 block at a time, building on 1 block at a time. And I tell all my friends all the time, it's like, yo, like you don't have to have all the answers right now. All you have to do is make the next best step, and you'll learn along the way. And as long as you're taking it block by block, bit by bit, taking that next good step and persistent with it, like you can't not but succeed. You just can't stop. And I think this is what we're all doing here as Bitcoiners, realizing like, dude, this journey never stops. I'm just building 1 block at a time. And hopefully one day I will have, my citadel, my cathedral out there, and it's just 1 block at a time. It's beautiful. It's so simple.
It is. It is like that. It is like that. I mean, the whole thing is just 1 block at a time from, for everything about it. And it's like, what's really nice about like the beef and the food intelligence is that 1 block at a time, that 1 handshake at a time is it's so cool to create an intentionality in your life for every block that you cross, for every step that you take. Like, and that intentionality, when you start the food, when you are intentionally not going to the grocery store, when you're intentionally trying to get as close to the source of the seed as possible, which where is the source of the seed? It's in the soil, in the minerals attached to the stones in the soil. Like I'm not stopping until my whole face is just in the mud. You know what I mean? And it becomes this whole beautiful lifestyle because I look forward to Saturdays. I go hang out under a tent at the farmer's market, bro. Like I just go to hang out. Sometimes I don't even buy beef from the guy. I just like to hang out with him. You know what I mean? And what am I going to go hang out at the grocery store and chill with Larry? No, bro, I'm not hanging out behind a grocery store and smoking cigs. I'm going to go to the farmer's market and but it took a lot of work to get there. And now that I got there, it took work and it feels good to like roll up there like, yo, and this guy, this big rancher man, he's like, he knows me now. And he gave me some liver the other week. You know what I mean? And I was there with somebody, and she was like, who gives meat as a gift? She's like, you tried to give me meat too. Like, what is up with your gift giving meat style? So that's what it is.
Yeah, you're like, this is literally pure life. This is life force. This is pure energy. Here you go. This is the most humble and best gift I can give you. On another topic though, I'm kind of reminded, are you still doing the like OMAD 1 meal a day because of the nutritious beef you're eating? I remember you were on that the last time we talked.
Yeah, basically. It's not 1 meal a day. It's 1 meal every 10 hours.
Mm.
So I just so yeah, I mean, with the beef that I get from all the ranchers that I support, gives me about half a pound. It's gonna sound crazy, right? People are like, "Wow, this guy." I mean, I am a little skinny, but half a pound of beef, bro. Half a pound of beef from these ranchers gets me 10 hours of energy, and that's CrossFit. That's that's working hard as heck all day long, smiling up at rich people's faces, telling them stories about art, and then coming back and like having like 8 phone calls with cowboys, bro. And like it's just nonstop. When I get the beef from the grocery store, and not like the cheap beef from the grocery store, but the regenerative, regen, hey, pasture raised beef. Yeah, go ahead and scan that QR code. Let's see how close. Scan that QR code. See how close you get to the ranch, bro. You're not gonna get there. But when I eat that stuff with the QR codes on it, with the know your food QR codes on it, that it lasts me about 6 hours. Same cut of beef, same amount of weight, looks good, tastes good too. I mean, it tastes great. It's not a problem, but the difference is 4 hours. That's insane.
Yeah,
And so
that's
what is
nuts.
that? What is that, right? Like I'm trying to figure out what that is. That's the soil. That's the nutrients and minerals in the soil that I'm not getting. Crazy, right?
Oh, yeah, mind blown. Mind blown. All right, well, look, bro. I told you it'd only be an hour, and you told me earlier you had some new stuff that you wanted to talk about. So, have we covered
Oh.
this, or you want to just jump right in this for the very end of this pod?
um, I'm getting distracted by these people talking about how much they've deposited on strike. Why?
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about.
Why are you doxing yourself on strike, bro? Just use Robosats like a boss, bro. Come on. Jeez, come on. Just use Robosats. Can we talk about Robosats for a second and just how badass Robosats is? I mean, bro, you use it.
I haven't been on there yet. No, shill it to me.
Oh, Robosats is the best, bro. Especially when you got the Fed Now service coming on. You got Chase Bank blocking people from buying Bitcoin and Cash App. Venmo's like shutting people down, bro. You could keep your money in your Cash App or your Venmo or your Zelle even. Sheesh. You could put it on an Amazon gift card. You go to robosats.com, and it is the first time you use it is freaky because you're like, all right, okay, this robot is telling me to Cash App somebody $500 and I don't know them. Yeah, and I'm sitting here like, all right. I mean, I could just go 100, but man, I
Full
got a
snag.
feeling. I got a feeling that they were right about this Robosats business. Man, I sent 500 beans through Cash App to a total stranger with a cartoon profile, and unlocked, had my Bitcoin. I was like, yo, epic. And I sold Bitcoin on there, so I sold my KYC stack. I'm not selling Bitcoin. I sold my KYC stack. I've broken free, bro. All because of Robosats.
Let's go. That's all right. Now I'm gonna have to use it as well. But hey, yo, the people want you to bust out that new. So what just bust out with that new stuff. What did you did we cover what you wanted to cover in the DMs where you're like, yo, I got a new vibe that I want to talk about right now?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think we covered a lot of stuff, man, and I'm really happy with what we talked about. I don't do these a lot. I do these like I do. I like talking with you a lot. You know, if it's not like a good psh, 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 then I kind of like shut down. I'm not gonna lie, but so you might find me on another podcast like, I don't know, dude. You know, so
Let's
that's just
go.
what happened. Yeah, you gotta come correct with me, bro. Uh, but yeah, so all right. Well, I'm working on Bitcoin and the Sovereign Rancher's ongoing docu-series, Texas Slim's Media, where we're going in. Texas Slim has his podcast where he brings people on the show that he's working with, and then I kind of swoop in and take a deeper dive into their lives and try to create somewhat of a like a sci-fi docu-series, a lot of sound effects, a lot of sound design, you know, just try and take it to the next level and introduce people to, you know, these radical changes that sound money and sound health can bring to your life. um and Slim is on his way. The next couple weeks, he's going to be on his way to Australia because guess what? This Bitcoin thing is really taking off. I swear, people around the world are like Bitcoin, Bitcoin, beef, beef, and they opened up an Australian beef initiative. Slim didn't open it up; they did, and they brought Slim out. And I mean, this is popping up around the world now, and so we're taking it to the next level. We're doing something a little bit new and a little bit experimental, but you know, we're working on a rancher centered marketing agency is basically what it is, and so that's decentralized. That is, you know, it's rancher and producer centric media. And you know, we're all, you know, you'll all find out a little bit more what that means, but basically the idea is to cut through all of the deception, cut through all of the noise. You want to talk about the beef products, you want to talk about the seed oils, that's fine. You better put a rancher's name on that. You better put a ranch on that. You better tell people how to get to that food, because if not, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say that you're a phony. So that's basically where I'm at.
Yo, I love it. It's something that look, you're taking it from the beef angle, but again, I keep relating this back into Bitcoin because like it's all first principles. But we say on the pod all the time, and anytime I get an opportunity to tell people like, yo, what is going on in Bitcoin? It's like taking self custody of your Bitcoin. Like that's all that really matters as far as I'm concerned. It's like I don't care how you get your Bitcoin, but you need to at least hold the private keys of that Bitcoin. And it's something that we got chastised for a while where we would just kind of stop there and be like, look, self custody is the revolution. Self custody is the revolution. Like, take Bitcoin into self custody. And then we added it, like, kind of what you did right there, where it's like we started naming all the wallets that we like, you know, like Blue, Green, Jade, Cold Card, Seed Signer, Breeze, Moon, Phoenix, Zeus, Pine. Like, because it's the same idea where you just said, like, I have this new heuristic nowadays. If you're talking about change, if you're talking about freedom, if you're not talking about taking Bitcoin into self custody and then giving people the tools that they need to use, then you're either giving them half of the solution, or you're kind of larping on it. And I loved how you said it. It's like, yo, you can talk about seed oils, you can talk about eating meat, but if you're not giving ranchers names, if you're not sending them to the products, like you're doing not only yourself a disservice, but the people that you're trying to help. So I absolutely love it, bro. This is has been an epic rip. But
Nah.
before we go on, actually before I roll this one out, because we are a couple last minutes of this, could you give the people maybe a basic step-by-step blueprint on what should people be doing to get themselves the highest quality sourced food out there?
Awesome. So, your first step is to identify your local farmers market. No matter where you are, there's a farmers market. You're going to go to that farmers market and you're going to look for a rancher and you're not going to find one. And then you're going to go home sad, and then you're going to look for the next farmers market. And then you're going to go there and you're going to be super excited, like process of elimination. This is my guy. And he's not going to be there either because he's just not there. There's not that many ranchers, right? And then you're going to go to a third one and you're going to find your man and you're going to be like, yes. You know, you can look this up beforehand. You can like go to the farmers market's website, see, look at their vendors. If you really want to go through and, you know, check out the ranch or the farm before you go there. I mean, that's a thing. But you know, it's a lifestyle. It's definitely a lifestyle. And but those were my steps. It was a lot of trial and error. It was, you know, same way. And even if you start at the grocery store, you know, if you're, you know, that's convenient. You're like, nah, I just want to do this now. I can't wait for Saturday for the, you know, gee, I might forget. You know, I've been eating Hot Pockets all day. My brain's not working that well. I might forget about Saturday. Um, and so you could go to the grocery store and you just look for that. Look for the words regenerative or, you know, grass fed. Just those are all keywords and you'll get part of the way. And here's how far you'll get. You'll get to a general region of where that ranch might be. So when you pick up that steak at the grocery store and it looks great, I mean, it's going to look good. You're going to scan the QR code, know your food, and then you're going to try to go to the site. It's going to tell you a pretty story about knowing your food. And then you're going to be like, oh, cool. Where's this beef come from? And they'll be like, oh, it comes from this farm or ranch. And you're like, oh, cool. Let me go to their website. Oh, nice. It's nothing but chickens and pork there. So then where is the beef ranch at? Where is the cattle ranch at? This is the type of stuff that you're going to learn if you start following the thread. Or you could just skip the grocery store, go to the farmer's market, or get it from Beef Initiative. Honestly, it will ship to you cheaper than you're going to get it from the farmer's market, man. These guys are geniuses. Cole Bolton is a damn genius. So yeah, that would be my methods.
Let's go. I love it. I love it. What's this app that you're using to scan these QR codes?
Oh, just like, you know, just like your phone picture app. You know, when you pick up the
Oh,
back of
okay. Yeah, just a random. Okay, yeah, your phone can pick up the QR codes. All right, bet.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or you could just go like the famous one that's I think in every grocery store is Thousand Acres Ranch or something. Yo, go to try to find that one, bro. Good luck. You're going to be looking for like 2 hours going all over the internet and you are not going to find a single ranch. It is just hilarious. So, yeah, or you could, or if you like what I say, go to the Beef Initiative. If you feel like I'm an honest guy, if you like what I'm coming with, then just go to the Beef Initiative. That's what I do. Cheese. And you know what? I might even sell some beef on the side.
Let's
I might, I,
go.
I might even be selling some beef on the side, bro. That's how good the prices are. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, the go. Oh dude, I love you, bro. Yo, this is the type of energy that I truly enjoy. It's not only the entrepreneurial attitude of like, look, man, cutting out middlemen and then being that provider to your community. And I think this is kind of what we're all doing here in our own way. It's like, yo, can I provide value to my fellow man? Am I seeing a problem and then filling it with a solution? Or am I just continuously giving lip service to the problem? And man, again, the reason why I wanted to bring you on, bro, is because if this idea that I started this whole pod with being a shining example of being a good human. And not only that, but having the enthusiasm and understanding, like, man, we've been given paradise. Now let's live it up and usher in the world that we really want to see, that's been stolen from us, that's been debased from us. And now we have the money that can usher this in, which is built on the Bitcoin standard. It's that pillar of truth. And man, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, bro. We're at that hour mark. I said we give you an hour. So like
Hey, that's cool.
if there's anything else you want to add to the end of this, the floor is all yours, June.
Nah, man, just man, I had a really good time talking with you again. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, like getting on Simply Bitcoin. I mean, I grew up watching Simply Bitcoin. You know, you guys are my heroes. You know, I see now I'm zipped all the way up for you. Nah, man, that's it, bro. I love to be here. Simply Bitcoin. Abdi, you're the man. It's just such a pleasure having people around that I could talk to that, you know, that I could really relate to, man.
Nah, man, I appreciate you as well, and it's the same thing, man. This is the craziest part about Bitcoin to me is understanding like, yo, I am not alone in this. There's other people that think like me that are just as crazy as I am. Not crazy like crazy, but just like crazy about living, man. Like I'm so enthusiastic about life, and this is the energy that you have, bro. Like just enthusiastic about living, and then also spreading that positive signal and being a positive example to everyone around us. It's something that I truly try to live by. Obviously, I am human and I fail at times, but I always kind of have this idea of, am I making people's lives better by me being around? And I think you have that same kind of mentality of like, look, I may not have all the gifts, I may not have all the answers, but I can at least make the interaction with me that much better when people come into my presence. So, bro, you're the same kind of person, and shit. We've been talking about meeting up for a while, and I can't wait till we meet up over a nice tasty steak, bro.
You know what? We might have to do it the way the first time I met Texas Slim, I met him in Miami because we had just met, we hit it off, and he was like, "Yo, you got to come to Miami." Sorry, I know I'm going over real quick though. This is a
It's all
badass
right.
story.
It's all good, bro.
So I'm like, I'm flying down the highway going to Miami on my horse. I'm like, and 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 I picked Slim up. It's the first time that we met, and he's like so tall. I'm like, I'm like 5'7". He's a big guy, and I'm like, there's no way, because Slim. It was when Slim went on Pump, right? So and Pump, Pump's going big time and shit. I'm like, there's no way I'm letting Slim eat at a restaurant or do none of this nonsense garbage. Miami City, no. I came here. I'm the producer, bro. I'm gonna show my man how to do this. And so we went to the store. We got a steak, just a regular old regen steak from the grocery store. But as we got the steak, we were downtown, not even at South Beach, bro. There was a grill in a park. It was nighttime. There were girls running around with fake butts everywhere, and me and Slim are on the grill just grilling steak, just eating it with our bare hands, like so that's the vibes, bro. That's the vibes I'm always gonna come with.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. Well, bro, really appreciate your time. I think the people love this as well. And guys, this is the mission. This is my mission with TTO, is bringing other cool Bitcoiners out here. The unknown Bitcoiner, the Bitcoin pleb out there that just has that energy. Because I think this is all we're really doing here is just spreading the vibes and being relatable and understanding like, man, we can live a good life, and this is all possible because of Bitcoin. So June, stick around for a moment. Let me close this one out, and then we'll chat for a moment. Guys, I hope you like this. Again, this is simply Bitcoin TTO. I'm going to do my best to bring more awesome stories like this. People jokingly say TTO stands for Talk to Opti. That's not what it stands for, but you'll have to figure out exactly what it stands for. But it's back to this whole idea, man. And I'm going to harp on this as much as possible here. It is winning the hearts and minds of the masses out there. It is being a shining example of being a good human. And I think Bitcoin can allow this for us. It can offer this for us. And as that pillar of truth, you will form your life around Bitcoin and live a better life. Anyways, guys, till next time, I will see you. This has been Opti. Come back tomorrow. We got the normal live show. We got an IRL. And you already know we're continuously putting out that signal. So I hope you like this one, guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.